Hey guys, welcome back to the Hockey Hotline. So,
Hello.
it's me and Royski.
That does.
I still have not perfected the intro. Yep,
Well, to start off the podcast, we don't have any breaking news, but we do have some pretty exciting news with the new update to the portal recently. They added a user profile. I think a lot of people have noticed that so far. Um, and it displays a lot of your history
yep.
on the website, which is really
And
cool
if
to see.
you have any awards, you would see them there. Which I
I,
don't.
I've got I've got nothing. My profile is empty.
Yeah, mine too. I got like one player.
So, I mean, I'm sure it'll be cool for us, in the future.
Yeah.
But right now, we are just we younglings in the eyes of the VHL. But soon I will have 20 Hall of Fame players, for sure.
Yep.
On to the next. You said you had that was the news that you had, right?
Yep.
All right.
That was
I
my
don't think
news
I've
that I
got
had.
anything else. So, on to current events. We have just wrapped up the second week of the league. I believe we're just over 2 weeks. And things are looking pretty good in most of the leagues for a lot of teams.
Yep.
There have been some outliers that I was not expecting to be doing so well. The Halifax 21st is absolutely blowing my expectations out of the water. I was not expecting them to be top of the standings as they are right now, just behind Mexico City. That is in the VHLM. And
Hmm.
that's about the biggest surprise that I've had. So
Yeah.
good job on the 21st. I'm very, and the general manager, Lucy, excellent work.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but my voice is a little bit different today because I'm kind of sick and have a stuffy nose. So
Great day to be making a podcast.
I
I'm glad I
know.
dragged you out onto here to get me my 6 delicious TPE.
Well, I mean, I
No
can't do
rest
it
for the
tomorrow.
wicked.
I'm
You must
leaving
work.
tomorrow really early, so
Oh, that's tough.
well, it's
Looking at
not
it,
too
are
early
you just like, are
actually.
you just
It's like
starting to get
9,
sick?
but
Are you just
what?
starting to get sick, or are you?
No, I've been sick for a few days now.
Okay, so at least you won't be. Hopefully, it's
Yeah.
the worst is behind.
Yeah, I'm flying, so hopefully it's not too bad.
Honestly, flying while sick is probably one of the worst things, especially when you have like
Yep.
congestion. It makes your ears hurt
Oh,
so freaking bad. I
another
almost
thing to look forward to tomorrow.
yeah. Apologies for my potty mouth.
Well, that's my current event that's going on.
Do you have anything else? I don't think so. There's not really much haps going on apart from just the normal games right now.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, you were talking
Yeah.
about earlier about the E is people are wanting the E to be abolished.
Oh yeah, that's right. There's been a lot of talk about the E wanting to be abolished, and of course that has been a conversation topic for a very long time since the E was established in 2020, around the beginning of the pandemic, to deal with an influx of new players. But now that that influx has sort of subsided, there is a very glaring problem with the existence of the E right now, and that is it is stretching the sub 400, 200 TPE-ish player base incredibly thin for the amount of teams that are present there. It's 6 teams in the E, and I believe it is 10 teams in the M. That is a lot of teams to split that below 400 TPE amount in, especially when 10 teams for 200 TP and below. It's quite a Mad Max situation down in the M where players or GMs are scraping the bottom of the barrel and just tooth and nail trying to get players on their team.
Yeah, I mean to add to that, the VHLM draft this year didn't even make it the full 7 rounds. We only made it 5 rounds before there weren't enough
Yeah,
active players to keep it going. So
yeah. Also, it has to do with recreates and such. There just
yeah,
probably wasn't a lot of people who recreated this season, which is probably makes for a majority of the players that are in the first few rounds.
yeah,
But it poses an interesting issue that sees to be resolved because I do not see this getting any better by just waiting it out. There have been some solutions that have been proposed, and that is the one of the main ones is merging the E and the M. Another one is just getting rid of the E completely. And I'm not sure what the other one is. I thought there was a third
well,
one. But those
maybe
are the
there's a
two main
third
ones.
one, but my
Uh,
one is maybe just recruit more people.
yeah, you know what? Yeah, that would be a very what's the word? Brute force solution. You'd have to recruit a lot of people, which I mean, we should be doing anyways.
Well, that's what happened in season 92 and 93. They had a big recruiting drive and an influx of people. I mean,
Well, that's when I came in.
Season 93 VHLM draft. It went 7 rounds, and then there were still active people that you could pick up in free agency and stuff. So
That's wow. What happened? Why? I wonder why. I mean, of course, that's kind of a completely unsustainable amount of players to bring in, because there's only so
yeah,
many active players, and it's dependent on a bunch of different factors. But
well,
I'm very interested and excited to see how the VHL E and M commissioners handle this, because I'm not gonna lie, I really like the E. I know it's a pretty bold statement for people who've been here for a while, but I am an Oslo Storm member, and that is my team right now. So I'm quite partial to such. So I don't think we should per se get rid of the E because I think that gets rid of a lot of teams, and I guess not history because they're not that old, but I think it's good to have a diverse cast of interesting teams with branding and such like that. So I think merging the two would probably be the best. And basically, what I mean by that is just bringing the M up to the E and keeping it at 400 TPE. So then there will be 16 teams in the E, two divisions, East and West. So the East will be all of the Europe teams, and then two more of the easternmost North American teams, and the rest of the teams will be the West. There you go. You've got 16 teams. You can bring it down if there's too many teams still, but I think that solves a pretty big problem. It mixes or it conglomerates the amount of players between the two leagues into one, so they don't have to, fight between the two. And that also solves another problem with the M that I have seen as an AGM so far for the Marauders, and that is when you are with an M team, you are only there for really one or two seasons max. So you don't really get a chance to establish an identity with a team. You don't get to enjoy the locker room. You don't get to build chemistry or anything like that with a team because by the time you have a chance to even start doing that, you're already off to the E or the L actually. And it also poses an interesting problem for the M teams themselves is it creates a very unique situation where you have a cup contending team that can just dissipate in a single season, which is just kind of ridiculous. And it leaves a lot of teams desiring more when they give up a lot of assets to make a cup run, and then they're left with nothing following that.
yeah. I mean, I've been in the VHLM for, well, this will be my second full season, I think.
Hmm.
I could have gone up to the E last year, but I decided to come down and stay one more year because I could.
Yeah.
I'm not
Well,
trying to
that's
rush my
just that's
career or
just it
anything.
exactly. Is you and me, we're both first gens,
Yep.
and
We don't know what we're doing.
we both had the option to just skip the M completely. Basically, I was brought in as a waiver for the Las Vegas Aces, and I played 10 games for them as their backup goaltender. And then I went to the E. I didn't even play a full season. I didn't end up getting drafted in the M. So I technically just skipped it completely. And that made me really upset because I really wanted to have a reason to stay in the M. And I did. I had a plan, but of course, I got that phone call from Oslo, and they told me, "Hey, like, what's up?" And I said, "No, nothing much. What's up with you?" And then I went up to the E.
Yep.
There's really no incentive to stay down there because if you don't get on a team that wins, you're just bum out of luck.
Well, I mean, I didn't have the chance to go straight up to E because my first half season that I was in, I actually was more of a welfare and practice facility earner.
Mm,
And then once I got drafted, I started doing more and more things to try and or it actually started, I guess, with the JST. When I did the JST my first year, I started doing press conferences since those were a thing. And I was like, okay, I can get some extra
yeah,
TP from
I
this.
love press conferences.
So that was pretty nice. And now I make press conferences. So,
Yeah, look at us go, right?
yeah.
Yeah. I also started off as a bit of a welfare player for I think 2 weeks or so because I felt incredibly lazy. And then I realized, welfare, that's not going to get me in the Hall of Fame. I'm not going to be a stud. I'm not going to be a stud. So, I ended up
Oh,
making podcasts
yeah.
with Guy here.
Hey,
So,
it's me,
we all got
guys.
to do things. Of course, I think we're pretty special cases. Not a lot of first gens, I would assume. Not a lot of first gens want to put in the same amount of max earning capabilities that we put in now.
Yeah. That's
So,
why I like to give credit to any first gens who are max capped earners because that
yeah,
is something really hard to do as a first gen.
yeah. Especially, when it's a really difficult thing to figure out, and it takes time. Like, it took me at least a month before I fully understood what I was doing at a bare minimum level to maximize my earnings and figure out how to build my player. And then even then I didn't know about the first gen reroll. I thought I was stuck with what I was doing, so I had to wait until the season was over to get that done. But I mean, at least I give that to you so you can, if you mess up your build and you figure it out later, then you can you know redo that, give it another shot.
Yeah. I mean, let's see. I'm trying to think of my first season. Well, I know I said this on the season 93 draft cast that I was on, but I said, like, they were telling me how they did, like, a big recruiting drive, like,
Hmm.
a few seasons before, and they're thinking I was part of that recruiting drive. Well, I was thinking that because I found them through a YouTube video,
Oh,
and
interesting.
yeah, I found them through a YouTube video. But when I watched the video, it was probably like 2 months old, and then I got the VHL link, and I just kept it in my bookmarks area for a little while, and then I just decided to I guess I should make an account and check it out and see what it's all about. And here I am now.
Well, welcome. Glad you can make it.
Yeah, that was probably like February or something.
Yeah, I am very happy with how the recruiters have been doing lately, though. I've been seeing quite a few players coming in pretty recently that seem to be sticking around.
Yeah,
So, shout out to you guys. High five! But I think that about does it for me for the current events slash interesting notes slash stories.
yeah. I mean, I don't really know what else.
Have you got anything?
Not really. Do I? I don't know. Yeah, I don't think I have anything.
I can't exactly say I have many interesting stories right now.
My only interesting
So,
story is that I'm not going to be here for a while.
yeah, well, there you go. We could talk about that for like the next 10 minutes or so. Let's
I mean, we
let's get
could.
that two week point task collection going on. But before we do
Maybe.
that, let's go ahead and head into our top 3 players of the week
Oh boy. Wait. I
for
need to
the
actually
L,
pull
the
up some
E,
stuff for this.
and the M.
Whoops.
Well, that's why I take 5 minutes because I like to be prepared. I open up my indexes, take a gander at
Yeah.
the haps of the leagues.
I just roll with the flow, man. Just trying to figure out what's going on.
Well, I think I will take it off. Start off then.
Okay.
I'm going to
Can do
start off
that.
with my third star of the week and build up to the first one. My third star of the week is going to go to a defenseman. And that defenseman is named Bobby Bob of the Toronto Legion. He has a solid 24 points at this point of the season, splitting that between 3 goals and 21 assists. Let me check out his other stats. So, let me find his stat sheet. I was just looking at this. I just had it up.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you guys can tell, but we really know
We're
what we're
so
doing.
prepared. So prepared. All right, here we go. He has 22 shot blocks and 26 points. And he has the most points out of any defenseman so far. Which I know, personally, I am a big believer in points do not make a defenseman good, technically. I prefer to have a defenseman be better defensively than offensively. But it is nice to have both sometimes, and 26 points in 17 games for a defenseman is pretty crazy. I also had I have Bobby Bob winning the best defenseman of the year. So
Okay.
if you are listening to this, please vote Bobby Bob so I can have 3 TPE. Thank you. That is my third star of the week. Congratulations, Bobby Bob. You are a fantastic defenseman.
Yep.
Who do you got for your
Okay.
third star? Or, yeah,
Ooh. Third star. Okay, wait. I got
third
first.
star.
I guess I'm gonna go first star first.
Are you going to go first? All right.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Robin Sierra for having the most points in the M right now. So
Okay.
nothing too much, but
Nothing else to add?
not really. Having 34 points though in 14 games. It's pretty good.
Yeah, that is. And that actually leads me into my second star of the week, who also happens to be Robin Sierra with 34 points, 18 goals in 14 games for Halifax. Absolutely stomping in the M right now. I believe Halifax is the second team in the M right now, and that effort is spearheaded by Robin Sierra, who, by the way, was on the Royals. It was absolutely crazy. Stud player. But I don't really have much else to add about that because Halifax is an enemy of the Miami State, and I don't want to give any more credit where it is due.
Okay. Well then, let's see. Okay, I have not been doing like any research at all. Okay, if you want to go for your third star, I'm gonna try to figure out what my second star's gonna be.
Yeah, this is going to be my first star, actually. And this may come to a surprise, or it may come as a surprise to most people. But my Royski's first star of the week is, in fact, a goaltender. That's right. Yeah, please hold your booze. Hold your booze. I'm speaking right now. Royski's first star of the week is going to be Aleksandri Kaskiniemi Kekkonen. Once again, he makes the top 3 with a .941 save percentage through 14 games. He is 9-5. Having 5 losses and having a save percentage that high is absolutely insane. He rounds it off with a 2.07 goals against average, and he has faced 494 shots. That is the third most out of any goaltender in the E right now, or at least that I can see on the stats played. The most amount of shots with a minimum of 6 games played. So congratulations, Aleksandri Kaskiniemi Kekkonen. Not only am I completely biased towards goalie, but you are a stud. Crazy player. Congratulations.
Okay, for my second star, I think I'm gonna go with Phil Sakic, who,
Miami legend, baby!
despite only averaging 18.7 minutes per game, has 21 points in 14 games.
Amen. That is a really good shout.
Yep. And for my third star, I'm gonna go with Jacob Longstreet for scoring a goal a game with 14 goals in 14 games.
Yeah. Well, those are really solid picks. And I completely agree with them. Phil Sakic is in the Miami locker room, and he is just an absolute uh, personality to have in the locker room. He is so great to talk to and such. You round that off with an excellent performance on the ice. He is just a player that every GM would want. So I think that is an excellent pick for the second star.
Okay. And that's my 3 stars right there.
Well, there we go. And now on to the top 3 prospects
Oh boy.
of the week with Royski and Kai. Now, for this, I'm going to be looking at the VHL with people who are in their first year in the VHL. Or I guess first 3 seasons. If they're on an entry level contract, I presume they count as rookies. I'm going to need a
Okay.
moment to pull this up. Uh, I think that counts. And isn't there a page where you can see the rookies? Oh, wait, yeah. The draft page. Duh. Give me 2 seconds. Sorry, viewers, technical difficulties.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where I'm supposed to go to.
All right. Okay. My first number 1 prospect of the week / rookie is going to be there we go. Logan Nine Fingers. He is a rookie in his first 3 seasons in the L. He is with the Vancouver Wolves, and he has put up 19 points in 11 games. Sorry, 11 goals. And he is just absolutely a force to be reckoned with for Vancouver. Now, where Vancouver is at in the standings is just about right smack dab in the middle, just under. And despite Vancouver having, still in their rebuild era, I would assume coming on the tail end of that, Logan Nine Figures is still putting up some crazy numbers, despite. Do you have
Do I
do you
have
have
a?
your stuff up?
Yeah, I have
Okay,
my
go,
stuff
go to
up.
the VHL index, and if you scroll down, you can see the top 5 rookies.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was just looking at draft stuff. Top 5 rookies. Oh yeah, right there.
Hmm.
I was looking for first gen because I like to give credit to first gen. So yeah, so mine is going. First of all, I'm gonna give Ronan Amnon, or however you pronounce it. Can't even speak well right now, so it's gonna be hard to pronounce it. But anyways, first gen. I feel like I've said this name before for something else. It may have been for his good performances or something, but I don't remember. But yeah, I like to give him some credit. A defender, Breeze. I've seen him on Discord a lot. I didn't even think that he was a first gen. So
Well, there's props to that. That's extra score
yeah,
right there. And I agree with that. I think that's a really good pick. All right. My second star of the week is going to be a rookie in the E, actually. And that is going to be Yermolai Nabokov for Västerås. Västerås has a player who has put up 24 points with 10 goals, 14 assists, and is absolutely leading the charge with that. Paired with their fellow rookies, Matthew Highmore and Eugene Reinhardt, all three of them have 24, 23, and 23 points respectively, which just Västerås all over the top 5 rookies board right now on the index, which is just crazy. But Yermolai Nabokov has one more point, and that is going to slot them into the second spot for my top 3 rookies.
okay. For my second first gen, who my second first gen star, I guess I could call it. I'm gonna go with Sam Says I Smell, which is Captain SB, who came over from, I think it was a hockey league that we're a partner with, SBL or something like that. So,
Nice.
but yeah,
Get that
first
affiliate
gen.
check.
Hey, yep,
Yeah, baby. All right. Is that all for that one?
that's all for that one.
Okay, I've got my third star locked in, and this is another player from the E. This is going to be Ivan Ivanov from the Oslo Storm. Ivan Ivanov has 22 points, 9 goals, and 13 assists, which, obviously, just before I said that there are 3 Västerås players who have 24, 23, and 23 points respectively. Ivan Ivanov only has 22. Yes, but that fails to paint the whole picture. And what is missing from that picture is that if you look at the standings of the E, the Oslo Storm are currently at the bottom with 7 points. They're currently 6 points below Västerås in the standings, going 3 and 10. So the fact that Ivan Ivanov is able to keep up performing with the 3 players from the team just above them, pretty, pretty good. That's pretty good. And
Yep.
also Ivan Ivanov, I've spoken with them a few times in the locker room. They're a very pleasant person to be around. So again, that adds some extra bonus points for me personally. And that's going to slot them very comfortably into my third star. Rookie of the week. Congratulations.
Nice. I'm still looking for my third, so. Okay, here we go. Nikita Yolishev,
That's a good one.
who is a first gen and already has 274 TP. Let's see. Looks to be Kind of the same earner as me, 10 a week. No, that's 12. Never mind. That's max earning. Sorry, I'm not giving him full credit.
Do your
Well,
research, Kai. What are you doing?
I don't know.
I also don't know.
I'm new to this whole thing. Still learning, guys. Still learning.
It's all right. I still think that
Anyways,
this is a very high quality podcast.
yeah. Nikita Yelyshev. I'd like to give credit to them. So, that's my third.
Yeah. All
That's all
right.
I had to add.
I've seen Yalashiv around the main VHL Discord many times, and they're very active. I believe. Are they a first gen? Yeah.
They're first gen. I
Yeah.
checked. I
And
made
they
sure they
are
were first gen.
they are everywhere. They are so active in the community. It's really nice to see. And so Nikita Yalashiv, if you are watching this, you are going to be a stud. You are a stud actually. And you're going to be a big part of this community, I believe, one day.
Yep.
All right. What is our runtime at before we move on to other topics?
In just over 30 minutes.
30. Wow. Already. Well, I mean, I
Yeah.
guess that's what happens when you get me. No. I'm sorry. I go to the party, I promise, no, I'm not going to talk about abolishing the E, and then, 3 drinks later, it's just out of control.
Well, that seems to be the whole Discord right now.
Yeah, I can't stop talking about destroying Europe.
Yeah,
By the
everyone
way,
wants to destroy
Europe won
Europe.
gold. I think Europe should get precedence in Spain. In Spain, they deserve to say Europa for the win. Let's merge them. We don't need violence here.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have any other stories.
Nope. All my other stories are not VHL related.
Well, mm, if you want to tell,
I don't even know what I want to tell right now. Yeah,
neither do I,
I guess
honestly.
I should just be like, this will probably be my last podcast for a little while, at least 2 weeks. And
Yeah.
when I come back, I'll see what's going on, what I decide to do. So,
Amen. Well, I wish you very well in your
thank you.
trip abroad. And
Hopefully, I'm not so stuffed up tomorrow, so I'm not
yeah, and hopefully
suffering on
you
the
can get some
plane.
welfare in while you're out, so you don't.
Yeah, I might get like my brother or something to get
Don't
welfare
go
at the
inactive.
study where I'm
Get your
going.
TP in,
Yeah.
or I'm gonna ban you.
Oh
I
no.
actually don't have the power to do that, but I'm gonna be
Yeah.
upset with you.
Well, I mean, I don't even know. You're gonna be moving on to doing other podcasts and stuff, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna be starting
Yeah.
up the Royski rundown. Is what that
Nice.
is gonna be. But hey, I would love to feature on the Hockey Hotline from
Yeah.
time to time, periodically.
Yeah, I'll have to come up with some ideas, but I definitely want to do like some post-draft interviews or something, or maybe some pre-draft interviews with some people who are projected to
You know
go
what?
pretty high on boards and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
you don't have to just do one thing as well. Like you can do
Yeah.
that, and also you can do other things as well.
Yeah,
So
I
like
know.
when the draft comes around, you're like, oh hey, I you know what? There are enough players that you could probably do draft interviews with that you could probably have a reserve of podcasts to go for probably a few months.
Or just like a few hours of just one podcast.
Yeah,
But I don't know if we'll be able to get that many
I'm gonna
people
claim
on.
this for 6 months.
I don't know if we'll be able to get that many people on at the same time. That's the problem.
Well, I'm sure you'd be surprised. People love this site, and people love talking about their players. I mean,
Yeah.
who doesn't? Look at me. I'm biased. I talk about the Mighty Ice Wizard too much on this podcast, even though he's completely irrelevant compared to other players in the league.
Yeah.
Uh,
I also need to work on
but
some career point tasks. I did my
amen.
biography a while ago and I haven't started any of the other two that I can do right now. Well, I can't even do
Well,
two right now. I think I can do one.
you can do the prospect report.
Yeah, I need to do that before I play in the VHL.
All right. Well, I think that just about wraps it up for the Hockey Hotline. Thank you
Yep.
for listening to this week's episode of the Hockey Hotline.
We may see you again, we may not.
We
See you
might
guys
see
later.
you again.